Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Music of the Week. So as always, it's a Thursday. I have my cat here and we have another 5 albums to get through. Before I start, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched the return show after Heat of the Moment. It was kind of amazing. Really good Fallout show, I have to admit. And got 5 albums to do for this, so let's do these 5 albums then. First we go to Brighton, England for As It Is with their 4th album, I Went to Hell and Back. Now I've been listening to these since their debut came out, around about the time of their debut. I haven't missed an album since, and they're always great. I love these dudes. Patty Walters is a fantastic modern day pop vocalist, and I don't think this is a full-on, super great return to form, but I still love the album. I'm giving it a B+. Really strong album. It's about what I would expect from the group, considering how long they've been out for. Which, this is their first album in 4 years, if you don't include EPs, and I don't. So, yeah, the Brighton Lot's 4th piece is really, again, a lot of fun. It sort of does what OK did, their 2017 album, which was like, very sort of light sounding, but dealt with very heavy themes. This one deals with sort of less personal issues in a way, but still covers like things like mental health and Patty's issues with depression and things like that, much like the Great Depression did, which was their last album that came out in 2018. So honestly, just really, really great stuff from them. A bit of a long album. It does feel like a couple of the songs could and maybe should have been cut out, but still, it's been 4 years, and I'm willing to forgive them for that, because this is really great stuff from them, as you would expect. We stay in England, but we go to London for Black Country New Road and their second album, And From Up There. Now, I didn't cover their last one, which is titled For the First Time, and I listened to that actually before I listened to their sequel here, just to try and get more of a feel for their sound, which is very experimental, adds in a lot of like jazz elements to like post-indie rock stuff, and if I were reviewing their album, I would give that the same grade as I'm giving this one, a B+. It has a tendency to be a little bit long and meandering and a bit difficult to understand, but at the same time, it's got really great storytelling. I love the production. Well, okay, I don't fully love the production, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's a bit too quiet at times. There are times where it takes a bit long, but the way it does it are really creative and inventive, and they're still young. They're only 4 years old. This is their second album, and it deserves its acclaim, don't get me wrong. I'm just waiting to see what else they can do, because picking this style is very risky, and it is their last album with former vocalist Isaac Woods. I don't know, whichever one it is. It could be Wood, it could be Woods. But still, great experimental stuff. Love the performances a lot. The lyrics are still great. Instrumental stuff is top-notch. Considering it came out almost a year to the day of their debut, too. That's really good. I don't know, something about that makes it a bit more pleasing to me, but yeah, I recommend you check this one out too. Next we go to the only American band on today's video, Korn, with their 14th album, Requiem. So, this is their first through Loma Vista and Concord. They changed record labels quite a lot, and they've kept a mostly consistent lineup, and I've covered their stuff before. I did an episode of Backtracking about them, like they were my season 1 finale, and this album, really good, bit short, but really good, giving it a B, the lowest grade in this episode. So, yeah, just really, really good performance stuff. I like the fact that the band got more in on the production for this one, so they did have a bit more of a say in things. Solid riffs for the most part. More of a lightness to their typically dark lyrical themes. I don't know, I just wish there was more of it. I feel like there was a bit of a rush job going on at points, because this album is their shortest to date. It's just like 33 minutes or something, which is really not long for a Korn album. Like, their albums usually clock in 40 to 45 minutes. Like, this is about 10 minutes shorter than that. It's very strange, but really liked a lot of how it worked still. My cat's still here. Sorry if I accidentally hit you. Yeah, really solid riffs for the most part. I already mentioned the lightness of the lyrics. Like how the production was done. I just wish there were a couple more songs, really, and maybe some better pacing issues, but still pretty decent. I just can't wait for another 3 years from now where they do sort of the same stuff, but I'll probably wind up enjoying it anyway. Next we go to Stocksbridge, Sheffield, England for Rollo Tomasi and their 6th album, Where Myth Becomes Memory. So people know I love Rollo Tomasi. I covered them for season 5 of Backtracking, and I love all of their stuff. I think this might legit be their best album to date. Their first album in 4 years, and the first not on Harley Raw, because fuck Harley Raw and what they did. Well, what their CEO did, but still fuck them. A+. Right, how am I not going to give anything by these guys an A+? I don't know. More of a melody focus, more of a storytelling focus. Gorgeous production. Eva Spence, small lady, big voice. Still, like, she sings a lot more in this album too, which is so, so nice to hear. She still screams really well, obviously. And obviously the riffs are still great, very punishing guitar work. Love the drumming, love the bass work. Love how much keyboard there is too. A lot of really nice elements of that. Love how it's a bit less experimental than what you would expect, but it's still got a lot of really good twists and turns to it, and it's just what the band have always been great at. And again, you can only assume that they did a lot of it on their own because they're so good at doing their own thing. And the fact that they've been this good for 17 years, yeah, my cat's sort of sleeping. That's what that sound is. He's going. I don't know why I did that noise. That was a really bad Chewbacca impression. But yeah, listen to this album, absolutely. I love Relative Marcy, and I wish more people were familiar with them. So check this one the hell out. Great lyrics, production, performance, everything works. Everything works. Next we go to South Wales for Venom Prison and their third album, Erebos. No, I don't count Primeval. I don't count albums that just redo old songs. That's not new material. This is new material, and I love Venom Prison. You know, if they had enough for a episode back in Season 5 of Backtracking, I would have done it. They only had 2 albums at the time. But I loved their last one in Samsara. That was one of my favourites of 2019. This is probably going to be one of my favourites of 2022. A+ on all fronts. Love how much more mature they've gotten since then, and still uncompromising as hell. Love the lyrics that they sing about things like rape culture, misogyny, bullshit with religion. Love how the production is handled as well. Really, really solid work on Century Media, who usually get sort of okay, average film production, but no, something about how they handled this one feels really nice, really fleshed out. I love how they played it out. The structuring is top notch. I think it might be the longest album. I don't know. The only one I haven't listened to is their full actual debut, and also Primeval, but I don't count Primeval. And just phenomenal performances. Larissa Stupar, small woman, relatively small. Big, powerful, metal guttural voice. I love it. I love everything about this band. This is one of my favourite metal bands from the UK, probably since While She Sleeps. I don't know, like, they're obviously a lot heavier than While She Sleeps, and god damn it, I fucking love Venom Prison so much, and I think, again, much like Relative Marcy, more people should be listening to them. Considering that Relative Marcy is a decade older than Venom Prison, it's amazing how much Venom Prison has caught up in such a short time. So absolutely, listen to this one. It's pretty fucking great. It's got everything you would expect from a Venom Prison album. Vicious, brutal, does not compromise at all, and growth as well. So, yes. And that'll about do it. That is another episode in the bag. As for the next video from... Oh! I also forgot to do this because I forgot to do this at the end of last episode. My most recommended album probably be all of these, but it is kind of between Relative Marcy and Venom Prison's new albums. Those are the 2 I'd recommend the most. That would be When Myth Becomes a Memory and Erebos. Listen to both. Both are fucking great. Well, listen to all these albums, but those 2 especially. You know, got a bit of a soft spot for them because they're both really good. As for the next video from me, possibly another Fight the Night review this weekend, and tomorrow night I'm going to be streaming more Resident Evil 7. Maybe completing the game, I don't know. I feel like I'm close to the end. Still, that'll about do it. I'll see you tomorrow night for another stream. And do you have anything to add? No, you're just going to keep being cute? Look at him. Look at him. You have to give a like to the... Actually, I don't like asking for those. Just watch the video, because my cat's in it. Just watch the video, share it with your friends, maybe. I don't know. I don't really like begging for that stuff, but my cat's in the video, so I feel like I've earned something, right? See you tomorrow night, and then most likely on Sunday. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Oh, bye-bye.